We have a very special pack here, and I can't wait to see what's inside this. Hey everyone, it's Dan with Main Deck, and we're back with another Grand Archive video for you guys today, or tonight actually. I had to make this. As soon as I got this in the mail, I knew what had to be done. Basically, the other day I got a message from one of the developers of the Grand Archive TCG on Discord, and they said, hey, you got to check your mail in the coming days, and I was like, okay, I will. And so after a few days, I found this little guy in the mail, Promotional Pack, and this isn't just any promotional pack. I know they're giving some of these out with some of their like online events they've been running, but this one here has my name on it, and I was obviously really excited. As soon as I saw that, I went and messaged them and said, I don't know if I even want to open this thing. It's a pack with my name on it. But they said, why don't you record it? So I said, well, all right, let's do it. So here we are. What we're going to do is we're going to crack open this promotional pack on video for you guys, and we are going to see what's inside and just maybe do a little comparing to some of the other stuff. I have an idea what I think this is going to be, but I honestly don't actually know what's inside here. So you guys are going to be finding out and get basically my full live reaction to whatever's coming out of this thing. I said I would never do reaction videos, but I mean, come on, like I got to do this. So let's hop over to the desk cam and oh wait, before we do that, one quick thing, guys. If you like Grand Archive TCG content and content for all your other TCGs, would really appreciate if you would hop down there and hit the subscribe button. We are trying to hit 1,000 subs, and as soon as we do 1,000 subs, we're going to do another big giveaway. So if you guys like what you're seeing here, and if you guys want to see more stuff like this for Grand Archive and other TCGs, we're now doing weekly My Hero content, regular Magic content, that kind of stuff. If you like it, please hit the like, hit the subscribe, leave a comment, let us know what you think. Would really appreciate that. Okay, done with that. Let's hop over to the desk cam and get this thing opened up. All right, guys, so we are here at the desk camera, and we have our promotional pack right here in front of us. So once again, promo pack is just a black. It's actually a nice little package for a game that doesn't even exist yet in real life. You can actually see here with right behind my name, you can see the card design at the back. So we know it's Grand Archive cards. They didn't just stuff a couple of cheap Magic commons or anything in here. Contents are one or more cards based on this identifier code, and the identifier code is Dan Green. A little bit of contact info, that kind of stuff. So without any further ado, why don't we just see what is in here? Okay. So we have 3 cards. And oh man. Okay. So these are in some smoke sleeves. These are the fancy sleeves that you put the inner pocket in. Okay, so first of all we have, oh wow, okay, so we have a Lorraine Wandering Warrior here. So the one hint I did get from our dev is that these are still not the final, oh my god, I can feel the back here. These are still not the final version of the cards. These are still samples, but they are getting very close and going to be clearly closer than the last sample. So this is okay. So I'm all over the place here. There's something I'm noting right away is that there's clearly a foil being applied to this. This is a very light foiling. It's mostly just on these kind of accent points on her eyes and on these gems and on her sword and the little garter belt thing she's got on. And if you want to compare, so what I have here is the original non-foil sample Lorraine, and it has the old effect and everything. This is the original sample that they were handing out. And wow, okay, so as far as thickness is concerned, I don't know how well this is going to show up, but this card is sturdy compared to this thing. This is very thick. You can see actually a big difference on the card backs there. We have a very nice matte with UV spot gloss finish on here. I actually have two different Lorraine samples here, and this is quite a bit different than both of those. In fact, what this feels like is a Final Fantasy card back. These feel very similar with this very nice texture feeling on there, and that spot gloss effect on the card game logo. And I also brought a Flesh and Blood foil over here to compare, because this does remind me a fair bit of like this foil. Here's a prism from a Blitz deck. However, the card backs, I mean, are completely different. Flesh and Blood are using more like a common, like a regular cardstock. I don't want to say common because it's a perfectly fine cardstock, but this cardstock on this Lorraine is so sturdy. This thing feels, I mean, the closest thing I can compare it to is this Final Fantasy card. If you have felt Final Fantasy cards, that's what this feels like to a T now. Whereas like I kind of felt like the original samples were starting to feel that way. You know, they're a little bit thicker. Here's the foil Lorraine, and actually you can see a big difference here in the foil, the original foil that we have, and then this. I'm not sure if this is a special kind of foil they were testing. I know they were testing cold foils at one point. This doesn't quite look like a cold foil to me, but it's something just a little bit different than this. I mean, obviously I like this really nice full foil. I don't expect this to be the regular foil they go with because of how light it is, but it's just a nice little touch on there. But yeah, it's just crazy comparing these two. What they're going with here, if this is what they go with on the final, this is very, very matted. And again, this is not necessarily final. It's but I'm told it's very close. I was told the cards in there are very close to final cards, and that's all I knew. So that is Lorraine level 1, and this is, you know, it's cool to compare that, but it looks like we have two other very cool things here. So let's get this open. I'm gonna have to pull out that tongue again. There we go. I do appreciate how well packaged these were in that little tear open pack. And we have a level 2 Lorraine Blade Master. The bane of many Rye players when she hits level 2 and has a cleave attack in hand and sweeps their board and draws a card for every ally she sweeps away. We have the foil on these butterflies, and that is really lovely, and on the metal effects too. So they're really working with their spot foiling on here and their masking, and that's looking, I mean, that looks really sharp. I do like the full foil effect, so I wonder what this is going to be. Oh, you can even see a little bit of the foil creeping into this kind of magical effect here, but it does look very nice, and I can't get over the thickness of the card here. This is so nice. Really, really high quality stuff. Very cool. And the thing I'm most excited for is what you can clearly see is in this package. So this looks like our Lorraine Crux Knight level 3. We've only seen these normal frame cards in these sample prints so far. So I'm really looking forward to seeing what a sample print looks like here in person of a Crux card, which is, I think, my favorite of the card frames because it's got this just nice pink tone to it. Very, very pretty. So there we go. There is Lorraine Crux Knight. And you can see once again we have the foiling on little accents on her outfit, her eyes, and then these little effects all over here. Now, one thing I think is interesting is I can see some marking probably from the machine right along the edges. And again, this is a sample card, so I don't expect this to be something that we see on the cards, the regular cards, but it is looking, these look so pretty and just feel so good with this thick Final Fantasy-like card back. And just to compare to, I have a couple other games. I don't know what games you guys play regularly, but I can compare. I have a Digimon foil here. I mean, there isn't a comparison in thickness. It's the Grand Archive one wins, hands down. Shininess, I mean, this whole thing is silver, but very interested to see how the foils turn out when we do finally get the like full prints on. But this, oh man, it does look really nice with that spot foiling too. Just that nice little shimmer. And here we have a Lorraine Festive Night promo. This is the regular foil one. I mean, I think this one actually looks the best out of those Festive Night promos with the flat foil all the way across. But again, it's just, I mean, here's the card back difference, by the way. You can't beat the quality of this, the feel. This is just a very tactile solidness to it that feels, there's something about having that tactile feel, you know, that makes it kind of feel like it's more, I don't know, I want to say it just feels more valuable. It's not like it feels like I'm holding a $1,000 card or something. That tends to just feel like holding a card, but this makes it feel more substantial is the term I think I'm looking for. And I really appreciate that I think they're aiming for this kind of thicker cardstock. So if I would not dare do a bend test on this. I don't know what would happen, but I can feel that resistance on it. Once again, just the spot glossing on this is so nice on the logo, and then on these like streams and on the sort of the design going around here. Hey guys, so I was editing this video and I was just kind of watching everything, and I realized that what was going on here was my angle of view and kind of just my lighting and my setup here kind of betrayed me a little bit. And as I was watching the video and watching from the angle of this camera right here, it became more clear to me that I think I had been underselling the foil on this from the angle I'm looking at, which is maybe about a 45-degree angle, with lighting coming from kind of the other 45-degree angle. It looked like these weren't as foil as they are. Now this is clearly a more subtle foil than the foil that's used again on these early sample cards. But well, it looked initially to me from this just kind of like strange like video recording angle that these were only spot foiled in a few places. It is true that the entire art is foil on these. So I think I had like some clip in here where I was making a comment about how I don't know if this will be the actual foil they use, and again, these aren't finished samples, so it's tough to say exactly how it will look, but I wouldn't be shocked to see this be the actual foil they're using, because these are indeed completely foil cards. It is just that they seem to be using some pretty slick masking here to really have the foil pop, just accenting certain parts, and have the rest of the background just be a very light and subtle shine. And actually my wife came down during this time too and took a look at them, and it was her opinion that this is a better foil than the kind of just like big shiny one that they have on this one. She really appreciated the subtleness to it, and just the lighter foiling being applied to the background with the stronger foilings on the accent. And I also noticed that in the video I didn't make one very important comment, which I'm sure people on the YouTube video, you viewers watching this will notice if you have an eye for this kind of thing, but the colors are exceptionally less dark in general compared to this the sample, but the range is a lot better on these, with blacks that are holding their deepness better at an angle, and just a brighter range of colors across the entire card. And I think the easiest point of comparison for me is looking at Lorraine's hair on this old foil sample compared to this current one. So again, it's just, we're talking about just kind of trending in the right direction. The foil thing is probably going to come down to your taste, because I know a lot of people really like this big, bright foil here. And we're not really sure, again, if this is exactly where things are going to land, but I was watching this and thought, I don't think I'm giving everybody the right impression here, because these are completely foil sample cards. It's just it's sort of a stylistic choice, I think, to have this background foil just be a lighter, a more subtle foil, and then pop out these foils on these accents. So it'll come down to whatever you guys think when you look at these. So I am very interested. Let me know in the comments below, what type of foiling do you prefer from what we've seen, and what do you think of this super thick cardstock that they're using? But I just had to interject myself, Dan, slightly from the future, to make sure that I covered everything accurately on this, because I don't think that I was previously. So with that said, now we're going to move on to the closing, which is something that I said in the part that I cut, and now I had to say again. So let's close out the video. All right, everyone. So that's going to do it for this video. Didn't want to take too much time, but did want to make sure you guys got a good look at those, because they are just looking super, super nice. And I am really grateful to Weebs of the Shore for sending me this little package of cards to show you guys how things are coming along. I can't get over just how well they've progressed on the thickness of these. There's so much. I thought the original ones felt sturdy, but these like legitimately just feel like they're. If you held Final Fantasy cards and these to me, and I was blindfolded, I wouldn't be able to tell the difference between them. And I tend to think of Final Fantasy as sort of the gold standard for cardstock quality. So if you guys like that kind of cardstock quality, I think this is going to be something you're going to really like to have. So once again, thanks so much, Weebs of the Shore, for doing this. Thanks, of course, as always, to our patrons. Your names are going to appear on the screen here. You guys are really awesome supporting us and helping us produce more content for you. We do have another really great Grand Archive video coming in the near future. We're going to be able to sit down and do another interview with some of the dev team, and I hope you guys are going to stay tuned for that. As well as content for all sorts of other card games as we are just kind of plodding along through the year. Grand Archive releases in September of 2022, as long as the current timeline holds. That will release with all the starter decks for Set 1 and the, of course, Set 1 booster packs, all going to release at the same time. So we have all that kind of full hype and momentum going into it, and everybody has the full set available to play. If you are just checking this out now and you have no idea what Grand Archive is, at the end we'll have links and videos. Go ahead and check down on our channel. We've got some gameplay videos for you guys and some other stuff, and we are planning to do plenty of Grand Archive stuff as long as everything continues to look as good as it does. So want to make sure you guys stay tuned for that, and make sure you subscribe to always catch our Grand Archive videos, and check out our other TCG content and our podcast too if you just like TCGs in general. That's it for today, guys. Thanks so much for tuning in. Thanks again to Weebs of the Shore for the really awesome cards. I really appreciate it. Going straight in my binder, and I will cherish them. And we'll catch you guys in the next video. Take care, guys.